Welcome to Punky's Pro Wrestling. This is a little history. General Adnan, or Adnan al-Kaisi as he was known throughout his career, attended high school with Saddam Hussein in Iraq, and they remained friends. And when Saddam Hussein was the vice president of Iraq, I need to fix that sign. In 1970, no, in the late 1960s, Adnan al-Kaisi had a really good run, and wanted to promote wrestling in Iraq. So he did a show for the Iraqi military. Well, it being the time period that it was, kayfabe was in full effect, and therefore Saddam Hussein did not know that wrestling was predetermined. So he had a golden revolver and told Adnan al-Kaisi that because he was supposed to, let me back up a little bit. He was supposed to wrestle Andre the Giant in a 2 out of 3 falls match. You know, the hometown hero comes home and vanquishes the Giant. And as I said, Saddam Hussein did not know that wrestling was predetermined. So Saddam Hussein, as I said, produced a golden revolver and said that if Andre won, actually it was a gold pistol, but it was probably a revolver back then, that Andre would be sent back to France in a pine box. And he had booked the show, so he booked himself to beat Andre in a 2 out of 3 falls match, but Andre was going to win the first fall. He knew he couldn't do that, so he got Andre in a headlock and said, look, Andre, we're in trouble here. We need to change things. And without hesitation, Andre changed things. They made it out. Adnan must have been a good man outside of the ring, because well, first of all, when I did this the last time, I mistook his number of years of marriage. He didn't die in 2003, he died in 2023, and he was married in 1964. So that is 59 years of marriage. It would have been 60 years that he survived one more year. He was married to an American woman. I can't imagine what he went through after 9/11. Being an Iraqi American. And his children being Iraqi American. You know, and being Arab American. That must have been absolutely horrendous. And he just came to the U.S. for a better life. I'm sure the Saddam Hussein he went to high school with and the madman that became the president of Iraq were probably two very different people, you know? To him, I'm sure if you asked him about it, he would have said, yeah, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He wasn't like that when we were at school. He lost his ever-loving mind, you know? Uh, he was a WWF World Tag Team Champion with Jay Strongbow as Billy White Wolf. But mostly in wrestling, he was known as Adnan Al-Casey, which was part of his real name. His real first name was Adnan. And Al-Casey was part of it, but he had like 6 different, it was a long name. Very typical Arabic naming. So I feel bad for him, you know, and then to have to play an Iraqi sympathizer. You know, because you happen to be an Iraqi wrestler. Well, retired Iraqi wrestler. His wife must have just absolutely loved that. Pun intended. Well, no, that's not the right word. Sarcasm intended. Because I'm sure she hated it. His wife was an American woman. Like I said, I think it must have been tough for him. Through both of the wars, through 9/11, all of it. Had to be horrible. And for his children, I'm sure. How many of which I do not know. But I know he was married to the same lady up until he died. So, from 1964. So, I had to redo the video. Come on, there we go. There's a lot of cord to this microphone. I think it's a 10-foot long. No, it's more than that. It's probably a 30-foot long cord. Yeah, cord. Thank you so much for joining me. Join me Wednesday night, tomorrow night, or tomorrow during the day, when I go over Daphne, the Scream Queen from Dark Side of the Ring. And I have a Dark Side of the Ring coming up the following week, which I believe is the finale, Muhammad Hassan. Just talking about what he went through being an Arab American wrestler and stuff. It would be interesting if they did one on Adnan Al-Casey and his experience being not only an Arab American, an Iraqi American. And do one on the Iron Sheik. Not only did he deal with a drug issue, but he also dealt with being, again, an Iranian American during a time when that was just, you know, he was playing a bad guy Iranian American wrestler at the same time that we had Pan Am 103, you know? So, yeah, and we accidentally shot an Iranian passenger jet out of the sky, and yeah, it was not a good time to be an Iranian American. Mostly our fault. But obviously, Pan Am wasn't our fault. Shooting an Iranian passenger jet out of the sky was our fault. But thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, I'll see you tomorrow for Daphne, Dark Side of the Ring review. Bye, guys. God bless you. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 30 by the 4th of July. And we've only got 7 to go, so we might up it to 50.